Welcome to another episode of the Phin Outta Water, formerly known as the podcast. It's not. It's the Phin Outta Water show.
Yes,
And I
sir.
got my brother from another mother, Rob, man, in the building with me. Rob, man, how you doing today, sir? First day first. Hold on. We got to clap. One, two, three. All right, man. Rob, man, what's up, baby? Week 9. It
Yup.
was a rough one. It was a rough one, dog. It was a rough one.
Herbie. It's just, I just gotta say this, Herbie, as a longtime Dolphin fan. There is no team that I could ever remember, Herbie. And maybe fans of other misfortunate teams could feel me. But man, Herbie, there's just no team that just knows how to lose in a spectacular, heartbreaking fashion like the Dolphins, bro. They just know. We just know as a franchise how to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, Herbie. Like the Dolphins are it's a skill at this point. It's a legacy talent, Herbie. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Nah, this one really hurts because if you ever had a fighting chance, if you had any hope of making the playoffs, this was your time. And you guys absolutely butchered it, dog. Like a pat a unnecessary roughness on a fucking heave from Josh Allen, who was off with his accuracy all game for the most part. You guys had it. You had it. And you gave it away, literally. And then your defense almost bailed you guys out. And then you guys, I'm not even gonna say you allowed. You just allowed them to get close enough to kick a 61-yard field goal in the wind against the wind, and it could have went for 70. I heard, bro. Listen to this. I heard the thud when he kicked that field goal. As soon as he kicked it, I'm like, oh, y'all
It was a
lost. It was,
wrap.
it was a wrap. He put every single thing he had into that kick, dog. Like I was like, yo, y'all really lost this game. That's crazy. That's legit crazy how you guys lost, man. But like you said, bro, you guys know how to pull victory away from or you know how to pull defeat from the jaws of victory, dog. Oh, we already got comments. Oh shit, we out the gate. We got comments, man. Yep. Yeah.
Bruh, blood. I feel you, my boy. I feel you. Trust me. I'm gonna get into it, dog. I'm gonna get into it, dog. I'm gonna get into it, dog. This shit was cold, man.
Nah,
You know
go
what?
ahead, bro. No, go ahead, bro. The floor is yours, dog. Let's get right into it, dog. There's no point in cutting to the chase. Like we know what we here for, bro. We here to talk some Dolphins, man. So we already got people here waiting for your perspective, dog. You are the resident Dolphin fan. You were the resident Dolphin super fan, dog. It was a tasteful choice for you not to wear any Dolphins gear today, bro, because this ain't the day to do that, dog. It
Nah,
ain't,
Herbie.
bro.
I told myself, you know what? The Dolphin hat gets worn when we win.
All right, fair enough. Fair
That's
enough.
how
I
I'm gonna do
respect
it.
it.
That's my rule. That's my code for this, dog. When we win, I'll rock it, man. But why rock a loser, Herbie? Huh? Why rock a loser, man?
All right, so let me properly introduce this segment, man. So Bills defeated the Miami Dolphins 30-27. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and get your breakdown, Rod. Listen, the floor is yours. I'm Chris Paul. You Victor Wembanyama. I'm finna throw you that alley, bro. Just go ahead and dunk that shit. Dunk it on these Dolphins' hands, bro. The floor is yours, sir.
Well, all right, Herbie. The way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna talk about largely what went right first. I'll get the good out the way, aka the offense, and then I'll get to what went wrong, aka mostly the defense and stupid shit that the offense did manage to do. So the one thing I do want to do, Herbie, before we get into this parade, right? Because listen, it's a loss. And Herbie, you and I are both longtime football fans. We're both competitive people. There's no such thing as a moral victory, right? Like when you lose, you fucking lose. Like there's nothing. But since we're talking about a football game, and a football game has a lot of different elements to it that you can take out of it, regardless of the result. So the number one thing I do want to do before it gets lost in the shuffle, I want to shout out the offensive line. I thought that this was probably the best game the offensive line played this season, considering the opponent, considering where we were. Um, and you saw it, Herbie. Like the offensive line was getting pushed consistently throughout the entire game. Um, Devon Achan, Raheem Mostert, Jalen Wright, they had running lanes a majority of the afternoon. I also thought they actually did a pretty good job protecting Tua in the game as well. Tua was not really touched much of the afternoon. You really couldn't ask for much of a better performance from the offensive line and really from the offense in general, because it wasn't just them, right? But I remember a long time ago, Herbie, one of the first things of football I learned was it all starts in the trenches. Now, in this game, the Dolphins showed you the both sides of this. And on the offense, we were showing the good side of this, because our offense, mind you, Herbie, the Bills are a top 6 defense. So granted, they're ranked 15th coming into the game in the rushing. So that's their weakness. And we were able to take advantage of that. And I also wanted to shout out, obviously, Devon Achan continues to be the brightest star, the brightest spot of the team. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tip my hat to Tua, Herbie. Like, I thought he played a great game, Herbie. Like, to be completely honest with you, it's kind of hard to ask Tua. He made his mistakes. He had a fumble snap early on that kind of messed us up on the drive. There was a touchdown he could have got to Tyreek. We ended up scoring on the drive anyway, so it worked out on a deep pass. But for the most part, Herbie, I mean, think about this. Tua had 3 incompletions and 2 of them were throwaways. So you really can't ask him to have a better game than he had. And even despite Tua playing one of his best games, even despite us having an effective running game all afternoon, we still can't stop the Bills when it matters, Herbie. And this is where things get bad. It's because the Dolphins are bad at situational football. Herbie, there's no reason for Jordan Poyer to get that penalty when we need to stop the Bills. There's no reason for Cam Smith to have back-to-back freaking plays where he's doing a holding or a pass interference. Like, just the boneheaded, stupid plays that sometimes some of these guys make on the team, Herbie, that kill us. And then the defense overall, Herbie, I know in the first half the game was a bit of a slog. Like, in the first half, it was a 10-6 first half. But reality, Herbie, the defense didn't really look good to me all afternoon. Outside of that crazy Ramsey pick, which should have been a touchdown, the ball just popped out of Keon Coleman's hands. And shout out to Ramsey for making the play, and we scored a 97-yard fucking touchdown drive on there. But the reality of it is, Herbie, the Bills were shooting themselves in the foot a lot in the first half of the game. And if you're a Dolphin fan and you didn't watch the game and you see, oh, we're holding Buffalo to 6 points, it was just more of them shooting themselves in the foot, I felt like, more than it was the D actually stopping them. And once Buffalo got rolling, Herbie, from basically the end of the first half all the way through the end of the game, they basically scored on every freaking drive they had. And Herbie, there's no way the Dolphins are going to be able to listen. We spoke about it before Tua got back. Him getting hurt just ended up derailing our season, right? Because at the end of the day, no matter what people think, for Miami, Tua is a game changer. You saw it today. You saw him make plays when shit broke down. He tied the game, made some clutch plays. I had a heart attack when I saw him run on that 4th down on the final drive to tie the game. But you saw I described his talents and his skills last week, so I won't get into that. But you saw that against a top 3 quarterback going up against a top 6 defense, when everything around him was not holding him back, he was able to play pretty freaking well. He was able to match Josh Allen, and that wasn't enough. And Herbie, it's like, how do you turn the ship around when your best player or one of your best players, or the best unit plays a pretty great game and you still can't seal the deal? Like, the Dolphins D couldn't get anything in the second half, Herbie. We couldn't get a stop. We couldn't get a turnover. Like, we needed them to do something for us to win the game, Herbie, because the offense did their part. Now, Raheem Mostert to start the second half had that fumble. And that's the other thing, Herbie, the snapping issues. Like, the Dolphins and like, I think we lead the league in fumbles. I think we have 8 fumbles lost this season. Like, we're a terrible team when it comes to holding on to the ball, literally. So these are things that got to get cleaned up. At this point, Herbie, where the Dolphins are, it's no longer about the playoffs, because you got to go 7-2 to go 9-8. And for the Dolphins to go 9-8 with this defense, with some of the teams we'll be playing, I have faith in the offense. The offense in back-to-back weeks has shown why they were the number 1 offense in football last season. But when you look at the way the defense is playing, how poorly they play situationally, the bad decisions some of these guys, Herbie, I swear to God, I thought Jordan Poyer, I thought he sold out, Herbie. I was like, man, Jordan Poyer must have put mad cash on the ticket on this game, bro. With the way with the like, bro, how do you make a play like that, bro? At the end of the game, bro, when Buffalo, like Like that, Josh Allen was not gonna make that pass, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the other deep, like Cam actually had pretty good coverage on him in that moment. So I don't know, Herbie. It's frustrating to watch this team, Herbie, because to see the
I
offense
see
play
it.
as well as
Hey, whoa, relax, man, relax. Take a deep breath, my brother. Take a deep breath, please. Take a deep breath. You gotta acknowledge something, Rod. The season was over already, man. Like you guys were toast. You guys were overbaked. You guys were overcooked. You guys were that souffle that came out fully black out of the kitchen, dog. That you paid $300 for, bro. At a three Michelin star restaurant, bro. I get it, but you knew this going into this game. You guys winning or losing wasn't going to change anything. You guys making the playoffs was slim. Now it's not happening. You
well.
guys,
Let me say this though, Herbie. It wasn't even about like, okay, yeah, we make the playoffs, we're gonna go on the road, and who knows what we're gonna do. At this point, Herbie, I'm not even worried about that. What I'm worried about is Mike McDaniel's job. I actually like the coach, even though there are people calling for him to get fired. I'm not really putting all the blame on him for
okay,
this.
so let's stay there. Do you actually think that his job is on the line? Like you know Stephen Morris more than I do. You're way more familiar with him. Do you legitimately think that Mike McDaniel, there's an opportunity for him to be removed of his services at the end of the season?
To be honest with you, not really. I don't really
Okay.
think they're gonna. I don't really think they're gonna fire him. I think there's a lot of people calling for him to get fired, and Stephen Ross, he can be a little impulsive, but I think even he could look at the kind of the bigger picture at what happened. It's not like we're the Bengals, right? Like look at Zach Taylor. You know what I mean? Like Zach Taylor, Joe Burrow's been playing. Yeah, they've been missing T. Higgins, but the Bengals are in a rough position with their starting quarterback playing all season. So in our situation where they're wrong, isn't with the coaching. I thought Mike McDaniel had his best play calling game of the season. Like he called plays exactly the way we could dream of. He stuck to the run and we played methodical ball. But
Yeah,
in
we talk
terms of
about
him,
it. We're talking about play calling to the point where Tua, and again, this is a part of Tua's skill set as well. But he was 25 or 28
with two throwaways, Herbie,
with two
two of the incompletions
throwaways.
with two throwaways. So he had one
So
true incompletion.
so so you I get it. I get it. Trust me. We have a whole we're in the groups. We see the chatter. We understand what the online noise is, right? But at some point we gotta understand that we cannot let outside noise make inside decisions. Especially when there's no true way to say that if you replace Mike McDaniel, you're getting somebody better. Like for whatever
100%.
reason, fans think the next man is going to be better, bro. You know what happens when you fire a coach? You might fuck around and hire Adam Gase. Like so that's a possibility.
Oh God,
Like,
I think I'm having flashbacks, bro.
you might hire Bob McAdoo. You might hire Freddie Kitchens. There's no guarantee that the guy that you're replacing that has shown that he is a adequate and high level head coach, or he brings something that is unique to the situation. Don't get rid of him. He's not Jason Garrett.
No.
He's not Mike McCarthy. I know. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. There's this necessity for fans to always want to get rid of somebody, dog. Like
It's
I
a
got
sickness,
into
man.
it is a sickness. I get it. You feel like, and again, that's why fan is short for fanatic. I get it. I'm a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I just got drafted to a new team because I got tired of my old one, bro. Like I know, I know, I know. I know, but we gotta just think logically right now. Based on how Tua is in this system with that head coach and this offensive infrastructure, you can't get rid of that for Tua's sake. Like,
Agreed.
let the guy have 2 seasons together when they are combined for 2 seasons in a row. It's never happened.
Facts.
It's literally never happened. So, guys, relax, dog. Relax. Yes, blood. Ask me how I know. That was long 9 years. If you got
Shout
Jason,
out to sis.
man,
Hey, on the
shout
pod.
out to the homie, man. Shout out to everybody that's showing love. But yeah,
Appreciate
back
y'all.
to that point. So, Rod, do you feel like your organization is something that lets outside noise get in and influence very major decisions? Like, for example, the Cleveland fucking Browns. You guys aren't them.
No, no, no. I can't say
So,
that. I can't say that.
so what are your criticisms of Mike McDaniel that you think are fair?
Well, a lot of the criticisms I have of him, one, his time management hasn't always been the best. I don't think this nigga's ever won a challenge, or if he's won a challenge, he's only won one. And early on, Herbie, I thought he was really rigid in his play calling. I thought he was. I don't want to say he was unable to adjust. I would say that Mike McDaniel had shown in the past a willingness to be stubborn and to be stuck to his game plan. And that's one of the things that makes me sad watching this game and watching us lose and really watching how this season has gone, because this season is just wasted potential. In this game against the Bills, Herbie, the Dolphins played in a way I love to see. They adjusted, right? The Dolphins, since Mike McDaniel has been the head coach, they've been a haymaker, Mike Tyson, let's knock a nigga out type of team. Like, we relied on big plays to really get us over the hump. If the past two games, Herbie, I'm watching the Dolphins offense and we're running the ball. We're moving methodically. When Mike McDaniel was hired, one of the first things he said was, and I'm paraphrasing it here, one of the first things he said, Herbie, was you got to force teams into single high coverage. You know what I mean? Which is his way of saying you're going to run the ball. And then when you run the ball enough, Herbie, teams have to play single high. And that's exactly what happened in the game. The Dolphins' offensive game plan against the top six defense it worked because we ran the ball early. We were able to throw short passes. Tua, by the way, has become a much better decision maker. Because Herbie, one of our first videos on this channel was talking about him being a gunslinger, and you could see the maturation with him becoming more of a game manager. You can see the maturation with him being willing to take the short pass. You can see the maturation with him being willing to hit his checkdowns. And because of the speed we have on the team, you throw a check down to Devon Achan or Raheem Mostert, which should be 4 yards, turns into 10 or 11. So, Tua is finally entering that stage where he's mastering Mike McDaniel's offense. And I think Mike McDaniel, at least in this game, because there's definitely been some play calling in previous games that have bothered me with how he was running the offense, because he just didn't know what to do without Tua. But with Tua, they have gained a chemistry to where they're basically in lockstep with how they move in terms and how they're thinking and how they're seeing the field. And you've been seeing it since Tua's been back. So the things that worried me about Mike McDaniel, he's worked on them. Like, his play calling has improved. He's not throwing all the time on 3rd and 1 and 4th-and-1. The Dolphins are using Jonnu Smith, a tight end. We were one of the teams last season that we were actually statistically, I believe, we used the tight ends least amount than anybody. I think our tight ends collectively had 41 receptions total. So we're getting Jonnu Smith involved. Having Odell helps out. He's still got something left in the tank to help us out. So, with the wealth of talent that Miami has, I think Mike McDaniel has at least done as well as he can when everybody's been healthy. So, I don't have too many gripes about the guy, Herbie. He's been losing games. I mean, obviously, he lets the defensive coordinator. Anthony Weaver is the one who handles the defense. Obviously, he's the head coach, so he has to take some responsibility in the defense failing. But on his side of the ball, he has improved. He's learning, and I can't be too mad at him for it. And I mean, listen, it's hard, Herbie, for me as a Dolphin fan to tell other Dolphin fans to be patient. How long are you going to be patient, man? And niggas, we haven't won a Super Bowl since 1973.
That's
Haven't been to
nasty
one since
work, man.
'84.
That
So
is some nasty work. That's a lot of
it's
nasty
hard to
work,
tell
man.
fans to be patient, especially when we've had this regime.
But okay, my rebuttal to that is okay. You haven't won since 1972. We get it. You want to be the Jags? Like, there's a lot of teams that haven't won a fucking Super Bowl, dog. Like, that's how it goes, bro. Like, it is not a birthright to win a Super Bowl. Yes, you would love to see it. But I'm going to tell you this. Think about this. The Eagles won in 2018 or 2017, whenever it was.
Yeah.
They've ran through 3 or 4 head coaches since then. The Eagles ran out Andy Reid, bro. Like, there is a point of time where you're just being ridiculous as fans, dog. Like that's just the reality of the situation. There's at point in times where, okay, guys, like, come on, dog. What are we talking about right now? And again, I get it. I understand. We're tired. We're tired. Like, we wake up every day. We go to jobs that we hate. We come home. We're abused mentally. We're exhausted physically and mentally. And the last thing that we want to do is make it to Sunday and see our team implode, dog. Like that's the only gift that we have, and that gets taken from us too. I get it. I get it. But we have to have some perspective, dog. Like, we have to have perspective, guys. Mike McDaniel is a good coach. There's a lot of
At
bad
minimum,
coaches.
at
Think
Herbie,
about this.
at minimum,
Think
a good
about
coach.
this. Rod, do you know who the Las Vegas Raiders head coach is? You want Antonio Pierce, dog? Is that who you want? Is that who you want, bro?
Well, I don't want Nathaniel Hackett or
Like, do you
someone
want
like that.
Nathaniel Hackett that was so bad they got that nigga out of there in 6 games? Like, the grass is not always greener, bro. But
100%.
let's move on from then. I want to ask you one more thing before we move on to the Dallas Cowboys and Atlanta Falcons. What are you looking to see for the rest of the season as a fan? What are you looking to take away that will make you feel more excited going into next off season?
Man, Herbie, we're in a screwed up position, right? Because the strategist in me is like, bro, there's no point in us like trying to win too many games, right? Like, you don't want to see your team lose, but it's just like, bro, like, what are we really playing for? Because I don't think Mike McDaniel, even if the Dolphins end up a losing season, like numbers wise, like 7-10 or some shit, like, I don't think Mike is gonna lose his job just because Tua was hurt. So it's just like, all right, if we're bad, it is what it is. But at the same time, it would be cool to see if the Dolphins could pull off a miraculous comeback to get into it. Honestly, I haven't even looked at this. I know who we were playing on the schedule, which is why I think it's unlikely. And with the way the defense just can't come through for us. The offense can come through now that Tua's back. Like, he was clutch in that final drive. He was pretty clutch last week, but it doesn't matter, Herbie. If you score and then your defense can't stop the other team, then what can you do? Like, I can't really be mad at you for that. And if that's what we're going to be dealing with all season long, I'll take some good games. And if we lose and get a high draft position, then we could kind of shore up the team for next season. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know what there is to really look forward to, Herbie, because I don't see a playoff berth. And even if by miracle the Dolphins make the playoffs, we just haven't proven that we can go on the road and beat some of these really good teams in these cold cities. So anyway, talking about the playoffs right now is insanity. Like, we'd have to see the Dolphins go on like a winning streak, like a 4-game winning streak, and kind of get within 500. If they can pull something like that off, we'll be talking. But right now, Herbie, I mean, listen, I do want to see the guys that we have on the team fight, because we got some winnable games left on the schedule. So anything can happen in NFL. I remember when the RG3 Redskins were 3-6 and they finished 10-6. Like, the NFL is a weird league. Like, a team could be down and out, and next thing you know, they could be, what I'm saying, on the cusp of of a playoff berth for that final wild card spot. The AFC is as muddled as it's ever been, other than a couple of teams. So I mean, shit, we'll see, man. It's gonna be a ride. At least, hey, we ain't gotta watch Skyler. We ain't gotta watch Tyler. I'm happy.
Hey, one thing about you Dolphin fans, man, boy, you niggas find a way to make up some shit in y'all head, bro, to be excited about, dog. What you talking about, dog?
I got to.
The
What's the
AFC
point?
is nigga, you talking about a season that happened in 2012. Nigga, don't reference no RG3 shit out of here. Get out of here, man. Like,
bro, the Bengals did this shit like 2 years ago. They started like 1-4 and they made the playoffs. Herbie, it happens.
Okay.
It
happens, but there's a difference between 1 and 4.
We did that shit, Herbie. We started 1-7 and finished 9-8 already.
That is true. But do you think that gets you in the playoffs though?
Herbie, do you think that a 9-8 team is making the playoffs? Herbie, look at that.
Are you guys making the playoffs as a 9-8 team? It's not a 9. Not all 9-8 teams are created equal.
That depends on the tiebreakers, Herbie. I don't know where we're at now. That depends on the end of the season. That depends on everybody else.
Hey man,
It's Herbie. I'm not saying we're gonna make. I'm not gonna say, oh, we'll make it, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. That's all I'm saying.
For your own sanity, for your own heart, dog. Leave that hoe alone, man. Leave her alone, dog. Leave her alone. She not good for you, though, boy, bro. Like, leave her alone. As your homeboy, yeah, she look cute. Yeah, she look good, dog. But leave her alone, bro. I know what she is. I know what she could do to you, bro. I dealt with it for 20 years, bro. Leave that hoe alone, bro. Like, leave her alone, man. Like, for real, man. Yeah. All right.
I don't. Why you had to use that analogy? I felt that.
I just, bro, because the way that you just did a 180, that shit was nasty, nigga. We went from disappointment to just, all right, but if you really think about it, we could do this and this can happen and that can happen. Nigga, no. That BBL don't look good out the jeans, bro. Leave that hoe alone, man. Like, for real, dog.
Hey, shout out to my dog, Adrian.
Hey, I know you see my Ravens, man. We went crazy on the Broncos today. Yeah, we went stupid. Yeah. 5 tutties? Okay.
Woo.
Yeah, we going crazy out there. And AFC North, baby. Let's go. You feel me? I love to be a part of a winning organization, man, with some gangsters, man. I told you. Hey, listen, bro. I could have went anywhere. I could have went to the Chiefs. I could have went to the Lions, bro. It was something. The Ravens chose me, bro. I didn't choose the Ravens, dog. All right, man. So let's go on and move from one team in one half of this podcast that had a fandom and it has a love-hate relationship with a particular team to the other team that the other half of this podcast has a significant love and hate relationship with, man. So the other marquee game of the week, it was Cowboys and Falcons. I watched the majority of this game. I know, Rod, that you didn't get a chance to really catch it for the most part, but so I'll take it over, right? And I'm going to keep it brief, bro. The Cowboys did what the Cowboys do, bro. Lose to teams that have a winning record. There you go. That's it. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. All right, next topic. Next topic. They do what they do best, bro. They do what they do best, bro. Lose to a team that has a winning record, dog. Like, all right, man. All jokes aside, though, man. This game. I learned a lot. And I learned that one, I made an excellent decision to stop fucking with them bums, and two, most importantly, we're at the point where we just have to have an honest conversation about Dak Prescott, and it was so ironic to see him and Kirky O'Bangs, or whatever the hell you want to call him, Kirk Cousins, because for the longest time, I called Kirk Cousins the black Dak Prescott. I called Dak Prescott the black Kirk Cousins. Or I called Kirk the white Dak Prescott. I called Dak Prescott the black Kirk Cousins. They were one and the same. They was heads, tails. You flip a coin, you get the other person. But I can no longer do that anymore. Kirk Cousins has bona fides now. Kirk Cousins has shown, especially this season, coming off a torn ACL, that he is a dog.
He got cojones, bro. He got cojones, man.
Kirk Cousins has at minimum been a good quarterback with 3 different franchises now. I could never say that about Dak Prescott. Kirk Cousins has a significant playoff game. The Miracle in Minnesota, even though that wasn't him, but whatever. We ain't going to say that. My bad. What he does have, though, is coming back from 33 points against the Colts. Like, we're seeing him transform the Atlanta Falcons that have been in the dumpster for like the past 6 years. He comes to your team and what he says, bro, he builds people up. He lifts people up. Dak can't do that. And I don't blame Dak for that. He is who he is. But we got to be honest. Dak is just a quarterback. That's it. He is literally mid. He's mediocre. He's middle of the pack. He's middle of the road. However you want to fucking slice it, that's who he is. And it's not Dak's fault. Dak just happens to be the quarterback of the most popular franchise in the world, the most wealthy franchise in the world. He didn't ask to go to the Cowboys. He didn't ask to be drafted there, but he did ask for a $60 million contract, so we could get in his ass. But watching him today, and I've been watching Dak since 2014. I've watched damn near every single game that Dak has played. I know who he is. I know everything about this person at this point. But what I did not know until today was I think he peaked. I don't think he's in his physical prime anymore. If everything isn't perfect for Dak, and that's how it always was, but right now, and it's really true, if everything is not perfect for Dak Prescott, you get what you got today. You get, let me see, let me pull this shit up. You get 133 yards on 18 to 24. You get dinking and dunking. What is that, like 4 yards per attempt? That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
Hey man, my dog had donuts dipping them in coffee all day.
And mind you, that is with him having an incredible play on a 20-yard pass where he avoided the rush on 3 different thugs. You take that play out, it's like 3 yards per attempt, dog. He is washed physically. He could still throw the ball where he needs to. He could still get the ball off when he has to, but he doesn't have the elusiveness that he used to. He doesn't have the burst that he used to. He doesn't have the mobility that he used to. And if you take that away from him, if you take that part away from him, and he was never an elite Peyton Manning level, Tom Brady level dissector processor. He was a really good processor, but he wasn't at the top level. You take that away from him, you take his physical prime away from him, you get this version of Dak. And this nigga just signed a $60 million contract. It is so. I jumped ship at the perfect time, baby. Let's go.
Well, you know, Herbie, I think that's one of the things that is really okay. Shout out to Black Guys. Fuck with you. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate showing love.
Let's go. Let me get some of these comments, man. Black Ice again with facts on Dak. Listen, I know who Dak is, bro. How about them Ravens from my boy Dom? Thank you, man. Thank you for shouting out my team, Dom, man. Real friend, bro. I appreciate it.
Dom, you done with the Dolphins, huh? You're not feeling us today.
Yeah, how about them Ravens, man? Come on, man. Come get drafted, man. Come get drafted, man. You feel me? And then this one right here, I want to focus in on what Black Ice is saying, right? Because this is just, he said what I said in 3 words, bro. I said a whole bunch of jargon, a whole bunch of nonsense. This is the point in 3 words. Dak is not special. That's it. That's it. It's that simple. He's not. And the reason why, and it took this game, it took the person that, it took him going against the person that I said was his counterpart, was that it really drove home that point. Because Kirk Cousins isn't special either. But Kirk Cousins has intangibles. That's what all the difference is.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins can't even throw off his fucking leg.
He got dog in him, bro.
He like got that? Dog in him. That's the only difference. He got dog in him.
He does.
Kirk Cousins was never more mobile than Dak Prescott. No. They had comparable arms. They had similar situations in a lot of respects.
Yeah, true that.
But
they both were drafted as backups. So yeah.
But 3 years ago, Kirk made a line of demarcation on who he wanted to be as a quarterback. And he said, you know what? I'm going to just stop being the person that y'all think I am, and I'm going to be the person that I'm going to be for the rest of my career. Good, bad, or whatever. And that is somebody that actually pushes the envelope, actually changes the narrative, actually, when the game is on the line, does what needs to be done. And we've seen that for the past 3 years. Yes, he got hurt last year, but that last season he had when he started with Minnesota, he was almost elite.
Yeah.
I could never say that. He was borderline. Yeah. I could never say that about Dak Prescott, even at his height. Yes, you could look good when you have the best O-line, arguably of all time. Yes, you could look good when you have maximum peak, all-pro level Ezekiel Elliott. Yes, you could look good when you have a tight end. You have Des Bryant. You have all of these sets of receivers. Of course. But we pay you $60 million to elevate. We don't pay you $60 million to sink while the ship is sinking. You asked me why I gave up on these niggas, bruh. It's because of him. It's because of him. Like, that's what it is.
Bruh.
The last straw for me was, am I really going to ride with these bum ass niggas? That was the last straw, right? Like when you have to ask yourself that question, you're done. They say that people, specifically women, break up with you 6 months before they actually break up with you. I broke up with the Cowboys a long time ago, Rod.
You just prolonged it, huh?
I just prolonged it. I broke up with them a long time ago. I just made it official, man. That's all it was.
Oh man.
Oh
Hey,
man.
listen,
So,
man.
all right, let me get your thoughts though. Let me get your thoughts. How do you feel about the game? How do you feel about the current state of the Cowboys? Because their season, in my opinion, is over, and I really don't know what the future is or what the future holds for this organization as it stands. So, what are your thoughts, Rod?
Well, I'll summarize it for you, Herbie. If there was any game on my ticket that got bust earlier that I knew was gonna pass, it was me picking the Falcons money line. Like there was one game I knew that was like I had no doubts, Herbie. The Cowboys now have the aura of a team, much like how the Dolphins did last year, much like how we will have this year too, of a team that can't get over the hump. They can't get out of their own way. They can't beat the teams they need to beat. And Herbie, the saddest thing when it comes to the Cowboys right now, you paying Dak $60 million. That means you can't really put much around him. And he has never proven, to your point, like you said, he was always in a good situation. And I think the saddest thing about that is that kind of hurt him, right? Because Tony Romo was supposed to be the quarterback for that Cowboys team, Dak's rookie season. Now, listen, I know there's a lot of fans out there in football who hate the Cowboys. You know, when I was growing up, even to this day, even despite the fact that Cowboys haven't really done shit since the mid '90s, they still have that hate because it's America's team, and we hear that shit since we're kids. But I was always I like Tony Romo, Herbie. Like I've never been a Cowboys fan, but when I was back in that era, he was one of those second level quarterbacks that I really liked because he was really good. But the Cowboys teams around him were just never up to par. He finally had a team that was up to par for him, and he might have been able to done a little something depending on who you ask. He had a lot of playoff
Let me
love.
put it in perspective. The year that Tony actually had the team that he deserved, the team that he probably could have took to a Super Bowl, and I've said it on multiple occasions, I will say this and I'll take this to my grave. If they started Tony Romo in 2014, they are winning the Super Bowl or at the very least making the Super Bowl. That team was so good that Dak Prescott, the person that we know today as a rookie, could win 14 games and go toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers in a playoff game. That's how good that team was. Now that you remove Dak Prescott from that type of situation, that type of comfort, that type of, and again, that's what you want, especially for a rookie. There's no shade against Dak. Like in that space, you want your quarterback to have an opportunity to grow and have good structure around him as he's learning the NFL, as he's learning the position. Fact. No shade. The point I do want to get across is that it showed that he was never special. It shows that he was piece of the machine, not the driving of the machine. He was in the car. He was a part of the car. He was built into the car. He didn't drive it. He didn't have no driver's license.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
This nigga wasn't Lewis Hamilton. No, he was a wheel. He was a fucking generator. Really, the nigga was like a compressor, dog. Nigga really ain't do that much, but he was efficient enough. Like, you need a compressor, obviously. Nigga, you don't want to be hot in your car, so you need a compressor. Yeah, but nigga wasn't what actually made anything go. And we've been tricked because they've won a lot of games, because he's won a lot of games, that for a long time, and it just took to the past 2 or 3 years for people to really catch up and people to really see we've been tricked, bro. Nigga had a rabbit in that motherfucking thing. Nigga, that nigga had confetti in that fucking hat. Nigga, the fucking whoopee cushion in that hat. Nigga, like it was nothing of substance of what he was doing for the past 10 years. His whole career, his whole record, all of that shit is smoke and mirrors. Separate his stats from the NFC East and the rest of the league. Lamar Jackson is 27-1 against the NFC.
Yep.
The only way you beat Lamar Jackson is if you play Lamar Jackson and you have an idea how to game plan against him. If you're not used to playing him, he's going to win. Dak Prescott, he only can beat the teams that he plays twice a year.
Crazy.
Because he plays them twice a year. I noticed that. I'm like, wait a minute, dog. This nigga ain't.
And they've been bad, Herbie. And they've been mostly bad throughout his tenure.
Like, this nigga, his whole career is made of glass, dog. Like, if you really, really, really study it, parse it, pick it apart, identify where the bulk of all of his stats come from, it's against the Giants with Daniel Jones. It's against the Washington Commanders or the Washington Redskins or the Washington football team. They've had 3 names already. And then he might have a good game against the Eagles. And then the rest of it is okay. So it was always there. This is who he's always been. And now that he doesn't have the physical traits that he used to have, oh, God, dog. Lord, help me, please, for these niggas that still root for these niggas, dog. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Let me get some of these comments though before we move on to the next subject, man. Yeah, man, lemon pepper wings treat my boy right. Your facts. Damo. Let's see. Giving away Cooper for nothing and turning your nose at King Henry doesn't help. I put it like this, man. I'm happy. I'm so happy that Derrick Henry didn't sign with his team. Like, and he wanted to come here. We did him a fucking favor. He's too good. He's too good for this bum of a franchise right now, dog. Like, he's too good for this bum of a franchise, dog. For real. Yo, Leon.
Yo.
Taz.
Hey,
Taz.
What up,
Taz,
boy?
bro. Hey, Taz, bro. I ain't trying to put your business out there, bro, but what's up with that? What's up with that HBO, bro? I ain't trying to put your business out there, bro. Just holler at me. Shoot me a text, my big dog. Shoot me a text, big dog. Like, we got to get some straightening, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get some straightening, my boy. All right, man. Let's move on to this, the other marquee game of the week, which was Lions and Packers. We're not really going to discuss the game. The game wasn't worth discussing. But I do want to discuss something which is brewing, and I do want to discuss something that is obvious, and it's becoming something that we can't avoid. It's becoming something that you can't ignore. It's becoming a topic that you have to address head on if you are a Packers fan. I'm not, you not, but there are a lot of Packer fans. And that problem is, are we sure Jordan Love is just not Brett Favre with a tan?
Mixed Favre.
Like, are we sure that he's just not Brett Favre with some twists, with some box twists?
Like, Herbie, that interception, that pick six he threw, all I could think of was Brett Favre when I saw that pick six, Herbie. Because it looked like a play that Brett would do back in his heyday, bruh. Trying to just make something happen in a situation where you should just get down.
No business. No business doing. Like
what?
It was egregious. And again, like, Tom Brady, and I'm rooting for Tom Brady because I think there's a lot of value in having Tom Brady. And this game was one of those games where you could see the value, where it bothers Tom Brady when you do stupid shit as a quarterback, bro. Like, he tries to hide it, but you can hear the disgust. Like, you can hear it. Like, it bothers him. It bothers him, and he said it. He's like, dog, you got to understand the situation. You just got to understand the situation. You're going before halftime. The score was 10-6.
Defense was playing. They were holding you down. Yep.
They were holding you down. They were doing their job, and you ruined it. You ruined it. Yes, you had 5 drops. Yes, it wasn't the best. Yes, the weather wasn't perfect. But
Yeah.
this is the difference between Jared Goff and Jordan Love at this point in their careers. In the same situation, when they kicked that field goal to go up 10 against the Packers, Jared Goff is third down. He got blitzed. He immediately threw the ball away. He just said, fuck it. I got an opportunity to get 3 points. I'm not even going to try. As soon as he seen an unmanned that was unblocked, and he had 2 people coming at him, 2 people unblocked, threw that shit at the ground. What is the point? There's no style points, dog. This ain't the BCS, bro. You don't get style points for winning by 100. It's not how it works.
Facts.
A win is a win. Whether you win by 1 point or you win by 1,000, it's the same fucking thing in the NFL. Jordan Love did the complete opposite on 2 different occasions, which means this nigga go blank. Like, if you make a mistake in a game and the situation presents itself again and you almost do the same shit, you playing with your eyes closed at that point, dog. Listen.
Bro, those bad snap, those 2 back-to-back plays where like and when they show the replay on the first fumble snap, he wasn't even looking at the ball or looking at the snap. Like it was like his concentration, like when he saw how the game was going, it's almost like he checked out. And you could kind of see it in his play towards the second half of the game where it was just like he was just kind of going through the motions, bro. And it's just like, nah, bro, like you're the reason why we're in this position. It was a game until you threw it away.
Absolutely. And again, I want to reference a point, and I'm not even talking about that. The point I'm trying to make is, and this is where you can hear the frustration of Tom Brady. This was another point of the game. I think it was the third quarter. They are on the 15-yard line. This is when they had 4th and 1 and they didn't convert. It's 2nd and 1. He got rushed out of the pocket. He tried to avoid, do all kinds of shit, wait for something to develop, and then he almost threw a pick again. And Tom Brady was like, dog, you got to understand the situation, bro. It's 2nd and 1. Just throw the ball away. Just throw the ball away. And what happened? He almost threw a pick in the end zone on 3rd and 1. And then on 4th and 1, they didn't convert. They tried to rush the ball. So they just wasted 3 plays. And one of them was completely avoidable if you just get out of the way. Again, he almost got sacked on 2nd and 1. He almost threw a pick on 2nd and 1. So he didn't even learn from throwing a pick 6. And it makes sense. When I explain that shit to you, it makes sense. Because we're talking about somebody right now who has thrown an interception in his last 3 games. He has thrown 11 interceptions in his last 10 games. And he has already thrown 23 interceptions, and he's only played in 33 games as a starter. He made a decision when he joined the Packers. He said, there are 2 people that I could look up to. There's 2 people that I could aspire to be. I could either be Anakin Skywalker or I could be Darth Vader. He chose the dark side, Rod. He's committed to this. He is Anakin. My bad. He could have been what's his name? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm sorry.
Obi-Wan, yeah.
You could be Obi-Wan Kenobi. You could be Darth Vader. He chose Darth Vader. He chose the Sith. He's living and dying with that fuck it. That nigga down there somewhere out of there attitude, bro. Like
you know what's funny about quarterbacks like Jordan Love, Herbie, is the fact that gunslingers just think that they could throw the ball through anybody. Like they think they throw the ball with superpowers or something, man. It's just like, bro, you do know there's a guy in between the guy you're throwing the ball to. You do know that you're getting sacked. There's no possible footwork. You can't put any power into the ball. You're just tossing the ball. Josh Allen, and I know we already talked about the Dolphins. He had a crazy touchdown that was kind of like the pick 6 that Jordan Love threw. But Jordan Love, you're not Josh Allen.
And even then, Josh Allen isn't Josh Allen. Like, if you watch this game, Josh Allen took the check down damn near every single time. Josh Allen had to learn that nonsense. Like, you just can't do it. Like, these dudes get paid too, man.
Facts.
At some point, you have to understand that. And again, there's people that don't know how to tote the line. Aaron Rodgers was the ultimate at his peak, toting the line. He was aggressively careful. He could throw 45 touchdowns to only 6 picks because he was that accurate. He had just generational timing and anticipation and understanding of angles as he threw
Facts.
the ball. Y'all ain't him. They only make one of those, dog. You got to be like the rest of these cats, bro, that make judicious aggressiveness, dog. Where they're judicious and aggressive when they have to be. Tom Brady was judiciously aggressive. Peyton Manning was judiciously aggressive. Breeze, again, judiciously aggressive. Understanding time, understanding position, understanding the flow of the game as a game manager, which we quote unquote have made a terrible name like it's an insult. No, that's your fucking job as a quarterback.
Herbie, a quarterback that can game manage, that's literally the most important skill a quarterback has.
The most important skill a quarterback can have. The most important skill a quarterback can have.
Patrick, if you don't
Mahomes,
believe us, watch Tom Brady's career.
Ultimate game manager. He has 7 rings because of it. And then you could be that side of the coin, the Jeff Georges.
Jeff,
you feel me? You know, the Akeli Smiths, dog. You know, the Dante Culpeppers, the Carson Wentz, the Jameis Winstons, who we'll talk about in a moment, where it's see somebody and you see 2 other people that are not wearing the same color that you're wearing that day, and you still decide to throw it in that direction, cool. Do you, bro. Do you. Ain't got shit to do with me, dog. Is you gonna learn or you not? Jameis did not learn. Jameis threw 3 picks today. How you, bro? Like, you've been on the bench for years, bro. You got your opportunity. This is your time to shine, Jamo.
Coming off a big win, too, bro.
And you threw 3 picks. You beat none of the allegations today, dog. Damn, dog. These niggas are frustrated, bro. Like what? Like,
when do you learn? When do you learn, bro? When do you learn? How many years does it take to know you can't make the kind of throws that you make today? Like, when do you learn, bro?
I don't know when these niggas are gonna learn, dog. Cause it's like, it has to be an illness, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be like, I ain't trying to, you know, I respect mental health. I get it. We trying to be sensitive, stuff like that. But it has to be an illness, dog. There has to be a rush that these niggas get for throwing the ball to the other team, bro. That shit gotta drop some endorphins or something, bro. Cause nothing else makes sense at this point, dog. Like, Jordan Love, you were supposed to bring balance to the force, not destroy it. You were the chosen one. You were the man. You were in between. You were supposed to bridge light and dark. You were supposed to save the universe. You were the love child. And it was just something about watching Brett Favre that said, man, I love the way this man throws the ball to the opposing team. I'm addicted to this shit. Like,
playing chicken on the football field, Herbie. Crazy.
Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, so we kind of short for time, so let's burn through some stuff. Like, I was gonna talk about Jameis and the Ravens, but we'll fuck all that, bro. Let's burn through some stuff. So let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Right. What are your red zone observations for week 9? Let me go ahead and fix that. My bad.
My red zone observations for week 9. My number 1 observation, Herbie. My first one. The Chargers, right now, if you look at them, offense and defense, they look like a team that is complete when you look at the way they can run the ball, the way that they have cohesiveness on defense, and the way Herbert is starting to play. And despite that, Herbie, I still don't believe in the Chargers. I'll never believe in the Chargers, Herbie. You want to know why? Because I've lost too much money fucking with these boys, Herbie. Like, the Chargers, the Chargers, no matter how good the Chargers look, like, Herbie, objectively speaking, the Chargers look like one of the most complete teams in football, Herbie. And I still don't believe in these boys, man. How messed up is that, bruh? How messed up is that, bruh? All right. Second red zone observation, and this one is going to be up to interpretation to the people. Um, Maybe I'm not clear on the rules on the NFL as much as I thought I was, but the Saquon Barkley fumble, I didn't think it was a fumble. I thought he was down by contact. I guess they said on the broadcast if the referees dictate that the contact wasn't significant enough to trip them up or whatever, they can kind of get away with that. I don't know. It sounded like kind of, I don't know, Herbie. That play, the fact that the Jaguars lost anyway, so it's not like it affected the Eagles in a meaningful way. But it just made me think to myself, like, man, they could play with these rules however they want. Because to me, I thought that it wasn't a fumble. Like I thought that he fell to the ground after the defender had grabbed at his foot and he tripped, and that tripped him up. They said that it didn't happen. I don't know about that, but that's neither here nor there. Um, my final Herbie, my final red zone thought: Bryce Young today actually got a win, and I still think he's bad. Like I don't think like I think what the Panthers are doing, Herbie, the Panthers are playing chess not checkers. They're trying to make him look as good as they can so they can get something for him, because I just don't see them continuing to play him after this season, bro. That's just those are my red zone observations of the week, my good man.
All right, man. Those are some excellent observations, man. So I'm going to take this time to debut a new segment. We're going to try. We're going to see how it works. I got a couple ideas for it, but I want to try to see if I can get it off this week, man. So I am debuting this. You feel me? And this is a new segment that we are calling. Stop, goddammit. Stop. Shit.
Yeah,
Stop, motherfucker. All right, whatever. Still don't know how to work this shit. It's a new segment called The Biggest Hater.
Fitting, Herbie. Very fitting.
Big screen. Hi, everybody watching the Phin Outta NFL show. My name is Herbie Sylvester, and I'm the biggest hater, nigga. And this week, I want to talk about something I really hate. I hate teams that tie the game at the end of regulation and don't decide to go for two when they have no chance to make the playoffs and their season is done. Yes, I'm talking about you, New England Patriots. The fuck you niggas going and taking shit to overtime for, nigga? Y'all not doing shit. Your season's cooked, nigga. All you motherfuckers did was waste 10 minutes of my time, your time, the whole world's time, just to see Drake May throw one of the dumbest picks that you can fucking throw. Who cares? Go for two. You either win or you lose. You're already losers anyway. You're not doing anything. You're only prolonging the inevitable. I despise that shit, Rod. I despise it. So let me get you in, Rod. Like, am I tripping? Am I crazy? Like, help me out here, bro.
Well, you know what, Herbie? What you're saying makes sense, right? Like when you're the position the Patriots are in, they know that they're not going anywhere. This is all a developmental season for them. Hell, the coach might not even last. So if I'm Gerard Mayo, I'm just, dude, you might as well go for it. You might as well go for the gusto, man. You might as well, in those situations, especially when you have nothing to play for, you have no reason to play it safe, you might as well go balls to the wall and see if you can take the victory or not. To be honest with you, Herbie, I felt that way about the Dolphins. I was like, man, why even kick the PAT? You might as well try to win it now. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, it didn't matter. They kicked a 61-yard field goal. But in terms of your feelings about the Patriots and the Titans, I don't understand why you play it safe in that situation. Like, what are you trying to save? You just want to, I don't get it. Like,
Bruh, it's this conservative, just listen, head NFL coaches have come a long way in their thinking and how they approach things. But then there's just things that these guys will not get off of. Why are you taking this game into overtime? Believe in your players. If they're not good enough to get 2 points, then they're not good enough to win in overtime. 9 times out of 10, a lot of these teams lose. That's in these situations.
Big facts.
Like, you guys are tired. You're already exhausted. Why waste everybody's time? Week 1, sure, go to overtime. Week 2, 3, 4, go to overtime. When you're 2-6, guys, like let's be honest. You're 2-6, and that's 2-6. You're not the Bengals, which shown that they have history of starting off slow and picking it up. You're the Patriots. Your best receiver is Kenyon Booty. The nigga's last name is Booty. He's literally Booty. That's your best receiver. His name is Booty. What? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy at that point. Go for 2. Yes, maybe I'm a little angry because I had the Patriots money line. Yes, okay, that might add to the sauce that I'm putting on it.
No worry, I had them plus. I had them plus, man.
But the point stands. The point stands. Why waste everybody's time? Grow some fucking nuts. Reward these players for doing the unthinkable and tying a game in an unbelievable situation. Anyway, go for fucking 2. You lose. You lost anyway. It just took you 10 minutes longer to do it, bro. So, yeah, man. That's what I hate. All right, last thing we got, man. Awards, man. If this is your first time, this is the last thing that we do in the show. Rod has his bad dope of the day, and I have my who bust my ticket of the day. So, Rod, who was your bad dope of today, sir?
My bad dope of the day would have to be the Chicago Bears, Herbie. Because, man, I tell you, the Arizona defense made life miserable for Caleb Williams. The Bears couldn't even score in double digits. Listen, at the end of the day, we know they're a good team overall with the pieces around them. I wonder about Caleb Williams. I mean, when I say I wonder about him, like I just wonder where he's going to be by the end of the season. Like the talent is there. At times you can see exactly what the Bears were hoping they would get. But, games like today are a reminder that, rookies have a lot to learn. And when they go up against certain defensive coordinators that are going to show them different looks, that are going to make things confusing for them, it's pretty hilarious to watch them struggle. I mean, the dude was sacked. I don't remember the numbers by the end of the game, but
6 times. He got sacked 6 times.
Oh, in the third quarter, he had already had 6 sacks. All right, that's what I thought. So
it might have been more because I didn't finish that game. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not watching this no more. This shit getting ugly, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be more.
6 sacks by the third quarter. So they made it a long day for him in Chicago, and Arizona just completely just pounded the hell out of their defense. They just ran the ball at will against Chicago. So that's something that I'm sure teams will be looking at moving forward in the season because their defense has been generally pretty good. So yeah, the bad dope of the day was Chicago Bears, man. It was not a good day for the Chi, man.
Let me get this point in because I want to piggyback off what you said. It's gonna be real short, and it's about Caleb Williams. People, and I'm not saying this as hindsight. I'm not saying this. You feel me? Playing the results. One thing about me, I put shit out there on Front Street. I put shit out there for the public. So if I'm wrong, you could go look and say, hey, Herb, you're a fucking dumbass. You were wrong about this. But I can tell you, and I said this on last week's pod, and I said this beginning of the year, check the tape. I got into an argument with somebody who was a quote-unquote draft analyst who works for the quote-unquote Draft Express, whatever. Hey, whatever. I got into an argument with this guy on Twitter about a game that Caleb Williams played last year at USC against Colorado. When Colorado had that great comeback and all of that, it was a great game. But if you look at the film, Caleb did something that he is doing now, he did last week, and he did multiple times in this game. Whereas, nigga, if there's somebody open in front of you, just throw them the ball. You're not at USC anymore, dog. Mm-hmm. Stop trying to hunt the biggest fucking play possible, bruh. Take what you can get, charge it to the game. If it's a 5-yard route and you need 6 yards, charge the game. Something might happen. You can't get away with no one-legged spinneroonie, upside down, bicycle kick, 60-yard off of one leg throws anymore, dog. It's
No,
not how it
sir.
works.
Mm.
If there's a check down, throw the check down. If there's a 10-yard pass, throw the 10-yard pass. Stop trying to wait for 30 and 40 and 50 and 60-yard plays to develop, bro. You don't got the fucking time, dog.
Especially with that offensive line.
Especially with this offensive line. You don't got the time, dog. Just charge it to the game, bro. It's that simple, man. All right, man. And before we get out of here, let me go ahead and get my parlay. Who bust my ticket, man? Yeah, the fucking Patriots bust my ticket, man. Fuck them niggas, man. Fuck them niggas, man. Bitch ass niggas, man. Like, what was I thinking? Moneyline Patriots? Nigga, I deserve to lose my money, man.
No, Herbie. I know what you were thinking. You were thinking Mason Rudolph Titans? No way, right? Like even the Patriots. I mean, Herbie, the Patriots for most of our football lifetime were the team. 20 years of dominance. You thought they'd wake up a little song with Drake May. You thought little Drake May sprinkle a little sauce on them? Nah, bro. Hey, listen, I had him on a ticket too, Herbie. I had him plus. I thought they could. I had him plus. You know what? They were a push for me, so I can't even.
My nigga,
crazy though.
Just take the 2 points, like a try, bro. God, I hate these niggas, man. But with that though, we're gonna go ahead and end the show, man. Excellent week. Phin Outta, week 9 reaction and recap show. Rod, I appreciate you. Everybody that sat and watched the whole stream, bro, we appreciate y'all. You feel me? It's an hour stream, so for the fact that we were able to entertain y'all, keep y'all engaged for a whole hour shows that, one, you guys love us and we love y'all, bro. So everything that we do, all the little success that we've had this past week, all of this is for y'all, bro, like 100%. I am humble. Rod is humble. There's nothing but humility. Like, it is crazy to see like this shit actually pick up steam and we're building this community and seeing this shit grow like right before our eyes, bro. That shit's crazy, dog.
Oh, shout out to Black Guys who just left a final comment, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Like for us this week, bro, we literally went viral on 2 platforms in back-to-back days, dog, which it's not something that's easy to do. We've been trying hard for this shit, bro. It's been like niggas worked hard for this. So
facts, bro. Like
everybody who's been involved in this, man, it's all love. It's much love. We're gonna keep doing this shit, man. You already know. That's why
absolutely, man. Let me get this last comment in from Don, bro. Because I saw this, I forgot though. Goff is a solid reminder that Jeff Fisher was an all-time terrible coach. Yeah. There's no argument. You ain't got no argument for me. At all. This nigga ruined Vince Young and Jared Goff, man. That boy went 2 for 2, man. That's impressive. With that, we'll see y'all next week, man. Deuces.